What if I told you that the secret to keeping the US dollar strong, to keeping the US economy growing and innovation was stablecoins? You might think that I was crazy, but actually the real facts show that stablecoins can make a dramatic difference to the US economy, and Donald Trump knows it. In fact, if you look at his statements, he's been talking all the way back through about stablecoins being the secret to keeping interest rates lower. So let me give you the facts. What is a stablecoin? Well, a stablecoin is digital currency that's tied to a particular currency. So there's stable coins that are tied to the euro, to the US dollar and other leading currencies. What's the difference? Well, when it's a digital currency, it can be transferred at the speed of light, super fast. If you're transferring money around the world in the normal sense using banks, it costs a lot of money. And not only that, but at the same time, it's always slow. Stable coins are virtually instant. In other words, it means you can transfer inexpensively and very, very quickly. It's good for banks, it's good for individuals, really is a revolution. In fact, if we look at the crypto industry, 70% of transactions are actually stablecoins. So why would Donald Trump want stablecoins to do well? Well, if he can make the US dollar a great stablecoin, then more transactions will be in US dollars. But there's more. You'll see here, JP Morgan are now issuing stablecoins that are tied to treasury bills. In other words, you can get a fixed rate of return. Why would that make a difference? Well, again, Donald Trump has already said it with his team. If more people are buying US treasury bills, fixed rates, then that drives down the interest rate. Think about it this way. If the US are issuing treasury bills, in other words, they're actually borrowing money from the world, then when they issue them, if there's a great demand, then great demand means the actual interest rates that they have to pay on the debt that they're issuing reduces. Right now this year, you've got 7 to 9 trillion that needs to be refinanced. So it's in Trump's interest, it's in America's interest to try and drive down interest rates. So if they can be pushing hard, and they are, on producing stable coins, Trump has his own venture, family venture, which is going to be launching stablecoins. JP Morgan, PayPal. You've got many, many different things, including Fidelity, that are producing or have produced stablecoins. Okay, it's the future. So then, if we take that as the future, what else does it mean? Okay, well, we live in a digital world already. So obviously there are some stock that gain in the digital world. They're fairly obvious. The ones that are in the tech industry will gain. If payments are faster, easier to be paid, then they gain. But also at the same time, not only does this create more innovation, it means that we're in a world where people will buy more Bitcoin, use more Ethereum. In general, stablecoins, they actually settle in Ethereum, drive the price up. You'll see Donald Trump owns a lot of Ethereum. Bitcoin, why would it be used? Digital world, it is the equivalent, in effect, of digital gold. So if you're living in a digital world, expect other crypto to gain. Secret to keeping this economy going, drive down interest rates, keep the economy going, keep the dollar strong. Actually, the biggest thing they can do is stablecoins. You can gain advantage, obviously, by investing and putting some in leading cryptos, but always seek personal financial advice and looking at good tech shares. Please share, like the video so other people gain the information.